guys, it's Miss Julian coming to you from the Gail Borden Public Library at your home for more sensory fun for every little one. Today I'm going to show you how to make our no-cook Play-Doh. I love this recipe because it makes really soft, fun Play-Doh. So the ingredients that you're going to need: vegetable oil, or you could use coconut oil, pretty much any oil you have on hand, flour, cornstarch, salt. You're going to need some food coloring. I picked yellow to make some lemon Play-Doh. And then you're going to need water and measuring cups, measuring spoons, something to mix with. So the first thing, we need 1.5 cups of water, and we're going to heat the water up in the microwave. So I'm just going to get our water in our plastic bowl, and then I'm going to stick it in the microwave for 3 minutes. Okay. So we're going to mix the dry ingredients while our water is heating up. And I like to mix just with a fork. So this recipe calls for, well, I kind of modified the recipe. I like to use some cornstarch in my Play-Doh recipes. I find it makes the Play-Doh a little bit softer. So I'm going to use 1 cup of the cornstarch and 1 cup of the flour. If you don't have cornstarch at your house, you could use 2 cups of the flour instead. And then I pre-measured some salt. We need 1/2 cup of salt, so we're gonna put that in there. And then, oh, I forgot to mention that you need cream of tartar for your recipe too. I think I forgot that at first. So you need 2 tablespoons of that. So we got 1, kind of overflowing. Let's get our second one. And that should be good. And then we're gonna stir it and stir it and stir it up. So you're gonna wanna get that nice and mixed. Now the oil and the food coloring, and then I am going to add some lemon scent to this Play-Doh. I like to hit all of the senses when I am thinking of activities for sensory fun. So in addition to the feeling the Play-Doh and seeing the color, you get to smell it. So just makes it a little bit more fun. So during our sensory fun for every little one recipes, we're going to be doing a couple of different kinds of Play-Doh. You can make Play-Doh out of pretty much anything. I have a recipe for Play-Doh that just has marshmallows and coconut oil, and that's a fun one. It's not a great one for a class at the library, but it is a fun one to have at home. It doesn't keep very long, whereas this Play-Doh recipe will keep for months if you keep it sealed tight in a plastic bag. So let's get our water out. Now the kids can help with most steps of this recipe, but this water is pretty hot, so you might want to do this step. So we've got our water, our hot water, and it actually was boiling. And then we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of our vegetable oil. And there's our second one. Oh, wrong lid. Put that to the side. The next thing you're going to want to put is your food coloring. Again, I don't do an exact measurement. I do prefer the yellow from the big bottles. If you get some of those like 4-packs of the different gel colors, for some reason the yellow turns out more orangish. So I prefer this to make a really good yellow color. Lots of color. And then we're gonna add some of the scent. It's a nice lemon. I'm gonna add a teaspoon. We're gonna put it in there and then we're gonna mix it up. And you should be able to see the nice yellow color. Kind of think maybe I'd like a little more yellow color in there. So I'm gonna put a little bit more of the yellow. Okay. So the next step is you're going to pour this mixture, well, after I mix it back up again, you're gonna pour this mixture, but not all of it, into your bowl of dry ingredients. Leave a little bit at the end, just in case you need a little bit more. You might not need all of the water mixture. So then we're gonna stir it up. Stir, stir, stir. And you want it to get fairly together. You don't want a ton of dry flour mix at the bottom. A little bit's okay. It's gonna kind of form a loose ball in the bowl. You can add more water and oil at this point if you think it's too floury, or if it is too like gooey. You could add more of the cornstarch or flour. So I think this is pretty good. Seems pretty good. So we're gonna put that aside. We don't need that. We're gonna move all of our ingredients and our measuring spoons. And then we're gonna use a little bit of flour on the counter to knead our dough for a little bit. So we're just gonna spread a little bit of flour, and then we're gonna dump our mixture out onto the counter. And there's a little bit of loose flour in the bottom, but that's okay. We're gonna get all of our mixture off of our fork. And then we're just gonna kinda knead it together, just as if you were kneading bread. So at this point, the mixture is kind of hot, or it's pretty hot. So if you want your children to help you make this, I would wait a couple minutes. It's not gonna hurt it if it sits in the bowl for a couple of minutes. So you just keep kneading it until all of the white and the flour is gone. If it's still too sticky or gooey, you could add more of the flour, but this seemed like it was a pretty good mix. And then afterwards, just put it in a Ziploc bag. I tested out some different colors and scents. This is the yellow that I made the other night. It was with the yellow that came in the 4-pack of food colorings. So it's really not a true yellow, if you can see that. It's more of an orange. And this one, I love hazelnut and coffee, so we scented this one hazelnut. My daughter loves that one. And then this one, I didn't use the cornstarch. I just used the 2 cups of flour. And I made this one maybe 4 days ago, and it's still really nice and soft. It's not quite as soft as the dough made with the cornstarch, but it's still really nice. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make the no-cook Play-Doh, and come back next week where I'm going to show you how to make the colored pasta for sensory fun. Bye guys.